Hello and welcome to grand final day of the Mahindra Australia Volleyball Super League. And it's time for the men's grand final, a 2024 grand final rematch where the Queensland Pirates took out the Chockies there, but can the Perth Steel get some magic today? They won in 2023. Their ladies have just won. Can they do the infamous 2023-2025 double? Have to wait and see. My name is Hannah Kuhar. Joining me, Nick Stevens. We saw an amazing match-up with the ladies, of course, but this one today is going to be a nail-biter. The Pirates, they've had an undefeated season. Can they keep that hot streak alive, my friend?
This is going to be a hard one to pick as well. The women were hard to pick. I think this one will be as well. They met in round one. Queensland Pirates getting the better of Perth. It was 3-2, and I don't know. I'll try and pick someone, but I have really liked the way Perth have played this year. Their kryptonite was Melbourne. They lost to Melbourne in the rounds. They were down 2-0 to Melbourne in the semi-final last week and came back and won it the next 3 in 5. So they had an epic semi-final. These two haven't played each other since the beginning of the season. Queensland, I think of these two teams, Queensland and Perth, I think have been the two best teams.
Can't wait to see how the Queensland Pirates will go with that home crowd support. Do you think that would be weighing on their mind as something that's going to maybe get them the edge over the Steel as we see the Steel lineup?
I think it will help Queensland for sure, but this Steel lineup is, like the women, they're very well rounded. There's strength all around the court. Dylan Wood has been fantastic. His reception has been brilliant. Piggott, the captain, in the opposite role. Fancoat, he is a great support off the bench. Marchenkov and Watts were brilliant off the bench in the semi-final, really turned the game. So there's a lot of support. Martinez and Pallett have been brilliant. And this Pirates side, Jack, he was brilliant. Jack McIntosh, he didn't start the season in the starting lineup to my knowledge, but he came on and just commanded his place on court and has been on a tear since he got his opportunity. Andrew McLean, he's been the veteran and leader in the libero spot, and then just really solid play. Ivers, Carlton, Ben Bell is a big experienced setter. Jordan Pearce, Sting. Really keep an eye on Stephen McDonald. He has the ability to really turn a match as well. So he's one of the middle attackers for the Pirates. I'm really looking forward to seeing the impact that he can have.
Absolutely, so many people to keep an eye on. It's amazing, the Pirates winless 2023 into a 2024 premiership. What they've been able to do under coach Kylie Marshall, simply unbelievable. As we celebrate our referees on screen and our line judges in Alicia King, Kelvin Mann, Joshua Bell and Giuseppe Vigliarolo. Got the best in the business here today as we refresh our memories of the power play rules. So today we're playing a best of 5 set format. So it's interesting to know when the coach is going to use power plays, Mick.
Yeah, so the women tended to hold off. It was the right call as they went to 5 sets. And I thought they really did have an impact on the match and when they called them and also how the teams played through those PowerPoint sequences. But they get 3 each, must call them before you reach 12 points, and both coaches can call them at the same time, which we saw a little bit of in the women's final.
Absolutely, 69 caps as a volleyball, also in the semi-final team of the week. So look for Ben Bell to stand up. As dons that number 10. Fans are so excited for this one. How great to see the country's best volleyball at the South Pine Indoor Sports Complex as we get this match rolling. Perth with the first serve. And energy out of the blocks from the Queenslanders, but Perth impressing early.
Well, a good serve early. So again, how much risk do they take? Who do they go after on serve? Do they have their targets? We'll see that unfold. But when you can get the ball that far off the net in the first couple of contacts, it's a lot easier to defend. Looks like Jonah Pearce, number 12, one of the outside hitters for Pirates getting the start, and I think it might be Ben Carlton in the other outside hitter roll. It is, and there's Ben Bell, his height, but he's called for a reach. So the referee saying the ball was too far over into the Steel side for him to be touching it. And that's a judgment call from the referee. So, and penalty against Ben Bell there, but otherwise he was going to win that point.
Both teams still settling in. Queensland, of course, undefeated this season. Got the better of Perth Steel in round one, and then some pretty impressive results, including absolute demolition of New South Wales Phoenix, 3-love in the semi-final. So a clean run in their most recent match. Meanwhile for Perth, after that first round loss, had another loss to Vipers in round 4, but then since that point, Canberra Heat got that done 5-0, and the Vipers 3-2 in the semi-final.
And there's McIntosh. That's a big swing from him. Just their reception, these first few points, had a couple of serve receives. Too far off the net, but better delivery there for Ben Bell, and he can deliver to McIntosh. So, no, they've done well this season, have the Pirates found their way through with reasonable comfort, and as you just said, the Steel have been tested a lot more, particularly the semi-final.
Going up now, compelling work from Dylan Wood on the outside hitter role for the Perth Steel.
Seems to be quite a difficult guy to defend for Queensland. He sort of works the ball around really well. He has good range. He can hit sharp cross. He can hit line. He goes tips and rolls. He's a really crafty player, and one of the best serve receivers in the entire league. He's been very, very good for this Steel team.
The last time that he played against the Steel, against the Pirates, he was in the team of the week. So has a good track record in this matchup. And there's not a better start than that beautiful ace.
He's got this little spin serve. I think it's a little bit quicker than it appears on camera, but he also placed that perfectly between the two receivers. And as soon as you talk him up, he makes an error.
Commentator curse lives
that's
on.
That's right. And their starting lineup for the Steel looks to be what they've sort of run with to start every match of the season. See Piggott in the opposite role. Pallett, he's been brilliant in the other pass hitting role. And there's, it's out. But Caleb Watson, he's been a very, very efficient spiker through the middle there. Most of the time when they set him, he scores the point, so a rare error from him. He's also one of the best blockers in the competition. Him and Martinez, the other middle for the Steel, will be really important, like we talked about with the women. And that block, I think, it has found the line. So a good start. There's big Steve McDonald in the middle. We talked about him off the top of the broadcast. So get a chance to have a look at it.
Beautiful touch.
Him and McIntosh are two just big human beings. They're going to make a pretty suitable ball at the net.
See the disappointment on the face of the Queenslanders at that point. By this point of the women's match, it was 5 apiece, just teetering point to point. Great to see the energy is still teetering from one side to the other early in this first set. Beautiful block work.
And a block of their own, Martinez into the front row and into the action. The Olympian played the Olympic Games representing Mexico. He's that other middle blocker we just spoke about. And the other players, and there's combining with Piggott there, and the other two players to round out the starting 7 for the Steel is the setter in Mitch Lewington and the libero Fitzgerald. There's another big block. Piggott and Martinez again combining beautifully.
What a wall they're creating. 2 bodies, making sure nothing gets past that first line. Attacking 3.
So does Bell reset? No, well, he doesn't need to. It's a service error, so we don't get to see what choice Ben Bell makes.
So dreamy start from the Steel. Now Perth having to defend. Serve coming from McDonald. Popped up and there's some energy. So again, Piggott.
I think it's been called out though. I think it might have just landed in. You can see the look on his face. He knew that was very, very close. So out was the call.
So again, McDonald. Down the line, conservative choice. Again, lovely touch. McDonald getting involved in the passage. Set up and well executed. Daniel Piggott again.
Much better from him. Yeah, off the block there and out. So nice, smart play. See a little bit more of that in the men's game. Off the block and out of court. And some of those big blocks for points as well. We see a lot of blocks covered in the women's game. We see a bit more scoring in the men's.
Out wide. Well covered again. It looked like a great work from Brisbane Carlton. Happy with how they're standing up and setting up. And thinking of their defensive positioning at the moment, Mick Stevens.
I still want to see a little bit more. We don't see as many rallies in the women's game, so yeah, that means their defensive position needs to be a lot more spot on, and the ball does come a little bit harder and faster. But the blocking for both teams, particularly Perth, has been in a very, very good spot.
And Jack McIntosh with the first, with powerful serve, powerful work coming into the net. Aggressive approach, but he's a big man with a lot of strength.
He'll be a big focus for them in offense. They'll set the ball to him a lot in the front row and the back row as well, which he's in now.
Too far, but still encouraging start. Looking for a big response for this man, Matthew Pallett.
Quite contact that one cleanly. Goes long.
31-year-old, his 9th season of the AVSL. Team of the week back in round 2. Look for him to be an influential player.
Clever play.
Jonah Pearce just pushing through the middle, so much pace.
So they just used the 2 touches there. So I think it was Ben Bell that had the first contact. Usually he's got the second contact as the setter, but he just popped it straight out to Pearce, and they executed that beautifully.
Now, with Jose at the helm, Jose Martinez. It's his 4th season of the AVSL. Team of the week every home and away round bar round 4. So expect him to be consistently a feature, but encouraging work from the Pirates.
Yep, Cameron Young, the other middle blocker, middle attacker, rounding out the Pirates lineup as we work through them, and that's a good sign for him getting into the scoring action.
Young. Beautiful touch over the net again from the Pirates. Slips to the middle. Response, Carlton. Snapped over the front. Deep corner now, Pallett. And great dig, Young.
Great defence from both sides. We don't see this many extended rallies in the men's game. What's the call? Touch or no touch? It is no touch off the block. So Perth, who've had the handy little lead, was 4 points at one stage. It's all tied up at 12. It's a great dig. We're just talking about Young.
Beautiful. How beautifully he read that passage. Benjamin Carlton on screen. 25-year-old. So the semi-final team of the week.
Another error that time again. Watson, it's 3 attempts and 2 errors. Very rare from him. Similar to the women, if they can find Watson and Martinez, it will really help their team offense.
I would think so, given that Caleb Watson has played every match this season, one of 7 Western Australian players to do so. So you'd think they'd be able to find him. The consistency has built through the season, just as Jose Martinez as well. Such a consistent performer.
Right, speaking of consistent, Jack McIntosh. He's a consistent presence for the Pirates. It's a similar story with the Perth men, I think, as the women. It's really well balanced team. They've had their squad together for a number of years. Their core squad, and that consistency, really, I think, is a big strength for them, and it's paid off with both their teams in the championship match. So.
Absolutely, as all slapped into the arms of the big tall Stephen McDonald. So just a reminder, first to 18, we're playing best of 5, must win by 2 points. Serve now, Dylan Wood.
Too much. Sails comfortably long for the Pirates.
27-year-old in his 6th season under coach Rory Reid, himself out of the Ross Moyne Volleyball Club, and how he's ascended WA ranks, the coach, becoming a Volleyball WA Life member in 2024 after being named Coach of the Year in 2019.
It's a great honour for him. He's done a fantastic job at multiple different programs at different ages, has Reid, so leading this team very, very well as McDonald into the action on offence. They will set him quite a bit when they can in the front row. He's such a big physical presence. It'll be a good battle, him and Martinez. The experience of Martinez and his physicality as well.
Of the look on his face, nonplussed as always, cool, calm, collected. Martinez involved now. Beautiful work kept alive by McDonald, albeit over the benches.
Yeah, out of reach of his teammates, but that's a good dig from a very tall man. Defense is a little bit more challenging at that height. He's done very well there. 16 all, so must win by 2, as you said, Hannah. And this game might even go past 18 points. But not if Jack McIntosh has got anything to do with it. That is a very, very good swing. I don't know how they slow him down, really. It's going to be really tough. I haven't been able to yet. I haven't really seen anyone have a lot of success in slowing McIntosh down.
Well, he opted to go down the line. He's got variation in his game. Just going down the middle for an ace. What class. As his side takes out the first set. So Queensland Pirates impressing in front of their home crowd. You see the jostling around. Isn't Jack McIntosh up and about after that point?
Well,
but interesting words from Kylie Marshall. She loves having the home crowd of the Queensland side to rally the troops, but she still reckons her side has a few aces up their sleeve. What could they be, Mick Stevens?
We'll have to keep an eye out. For them. Certainly that little first ball from Ben Bell out to Jonah Pearce was a nice little trick that they played earlier in the first set. And keep an eye on some other things.
Very interesting, Coach Kylie. In fact, she was the first woman to lead a men's team in the Super League era. So whatever she's got up her sleeve, excited to see something a bit different through that 2024 Premiership in her first year. Down the gut, beautiful sense of touch from Daniel Piggott.
Yeah, good signs for him. He did a lot of work last year. He was playing outside hitter. He's over in that opposite role now, so a lot more attacking on the right-hand side of court. key, as Rory Reid spoke about, is just the sharing of the offensive load for Perth, and Piggott doing a lot of work on the right side. The key for that, and on the right side of the court for the Queensland Pirates, Jack McIntosh. Just, as I said, I don't know how they slow him down. He seems to be very difficult to handle defensively.
Big man causing early headaches as the response tries to come from Steel. But you just can't send that ball to the right-hand side because you know he's going to spike it down. And geez, doesn't it come down quickly?
It does. He's a very big boy, is McIntosh, and a very heavy arm. Hits the ball very hard. Hits from really high as well. So it's the power, but it's the angles that the ball comes at as well. And so far, he's been able to find a way around the Perth block or even over the Perth block. So
off the serve of Ben Bell.
Great dig. And a net touch, I think, called on the blockers of the Pirates.
So Dylan Wood serving once again. Trying to settle some nerves early in the second set. Of course, the Perth women did their half of the deal earlier, winning the Women's Championship. The question is, can the Steel men do the same thing, replicate that 2023 double?
Well, they get him. Just I've been talking about how hard he is to stop, and they actually get him. They get him on the left side though, so he looks to be a bit more comfortable on the right-hand side of court. Very good block there to slow him down.
I wonder if the Perth Steel statisticians and Timothy Everett and Sean Andrews have been hard at work trying to figure out that game plan, as again, that deep corner looking to be exposed, set up and now finished beautifully, I'd say, by Matthew Howard.
Any sort of power tip, or really sometimes we see them tip with a bit of finesse, and that one he really pushed it down. It's something we see a lot in the men's game. But yeah, their game plan against McIntosh and their position on block, position on their backcourt defenders is going to be really crucial today.
With the serve, powerful there. Set up McIntosh, blocked. Powerful work, being rammed down the throat of Dylan Wood there.
He was very shallow. He was sort of very close to the net for that middle back defending position 6. And he did end up wearing that one a little bit.
Mitch Lewington there calling the shots for the Steel. Can his team find a response with a big setup?
Piggott again on the right side. Really good signs for him, finding a way through that big block. Both teams putting up formidable blocks.
Some lovely work. So Watson with the serve. And out of bounds. Catherine Birch, I think that ball almost would have ended up with you. What have you made to the start of this match?
Well, what a crazy start to this game. The Perth Steel actually led for a little bit in that first set, but the Queensland Pirates really brought it home strong. I think the home crowd advantage definitely firing the need to win here today. But as always, Perth Steel, very, very good contenders, and this match is certainly far from over.
You made that call, Catherine Birch, in the first game, and weren't you correct? Going all the way to the 5 sets. Expect the men's one shaping up to go a similar way. Desperate lunge. Piggott can't get there. Inspired work nonetheless.
Yeah, you have to put that effort in, try and touch everything you can. McIntosh, the power off the top of the block this time, and just out of reach of the defender.
McIntosh, doesn't he get the fans up and about? Powerful serve. Wood doing well to respond, but there's the power hitting, really. Jose Martinez onto the court. Geez, he makes an impact.
He does. He hits the ball really hard. He blocks really well, he reads the game, his experience at the international level is crucial, and he does have a really big, powerful serve on him if he gets that game as well. So, yeah, very important cog in this machine of the Perth Steel.
It is interesting. We talk about the Perth Steel and their block ability. Semi-final, they ran with a block percentage of 4%, which is considerably down considering in the home and away season, 11%, first in the league.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not sure they did. The team that gave them the most trouble was the Melbourne Vipers in the rounds and in the semi-finals. So, might just be a reflection of something to do with the Vipers in particular. But their experience and the way they play together is just really nice to watch. I've called quite a few of their games this season. And just same with their women's team, just have a really nice connection. They seem to have a really good understanding of what each other are doing and how to play together.
Absolutely. It's a natural byproduct of players growing up in the pathway, playing a lot of volleyball together, growing over the years from underage to reaching the top level of their sport here at the AVSL.
I think we can see in the background, Kylie Marshall might have been calling a power play there for the Pirates.
So the first power play of the day is the way of the Queensland Pirates. So they have 3 points to go doubling their way. And beautiful start. So Queensland, here's a chance for them to really make the most.
That one just slipping through the hands, a pretty rare error on behalf of Queensland, but they really need these next two. And they go to their big man, Steve McDonald. He's dug. Well, a great block though. And there's that little trick we saw in the first set. The first ball going straight out to Pearce. So and it's Pearce and Bell again there both times. So might be one of the things that Kylie Marshall was referring to in the interview, but certainly a good understanding between those two players.
Lovely work of Jonah Pearce to equalise. Cool opportunity now with both sides calling their power play.
Wood's a long way off the net, and that's those angles. I talked about that at the start of the broadcast. He just has an ability to work the ball around. I think it might have been 3 blockers there in him to beat them well. Well, this is very interesting now with Perth with 2 more left and Queensland's power play done. So dangerous moment here for Queensland.
And you hear the jubilation before the ball comes down.
So the ball must have hit something in the roof, and that's out automatically if it hits any part of the stadium, floor, walls, roof, anything like that. So the sub here, Bradley Sting, number 16, into the game. But Perth still with 1 more power play point, so.
Very well timed from their coach, Rory Reid. This double point opportunity, putting them in the box state to go into the business end of the set. Dylan Wood, huge serve.
It was a big serve too, and too big. Andrew McLean can't control well. I think, as you said, the timing of the power play, but then for the players to execute it, and they've executed that brilliantly, have the steal.
So Dylan Wood now, commanding position. Unfortunate, he can't execute. His team in a great position to get to the 18 points needed to claim a set on grand final day. Now Pearce, deep, well done Pallet, and boom, through the middle, Caleb Watson.
Oh, they've called it wide though. I think they've signalled away the Pirates here. So we can, yeah, well they're lining up, yeah, there you go. So ball with Pirates. I thought it was good too, but that's him. They must be close. That's 3 from him that have just gone wide for Watson. Oh, That is so close to getting the block there. I think that was Pallet over on the left side for the Perth Steel. The Pirates just not going away. Yeah, there it is. I thought he had that. And I thought Watson had the point before as well. So these little 50-50 things going the way of the Pirates the last couple of points.
Jonah Pearce. Energy goes deep. Beautiful decoy and beautiful block work. As he said, the Pirates, ship not sailing just yet. Very much in the fight, very close. They know how to fight this Queensland side. Had some close ones at the start of the season. Easy work in the semi-final. Again, big man Jack McIntosh. Jack's coming up trumps.
He was in a tough spot there. I don't know how he found a way through there. And they fought from fourth place last season, from fourth place all the way through to taking out the league. They probably weren't favourites at all coming into last year's finals campaign. So this group certainly with some resilience and know how to work.
So it's set point for Perth. It's all kept
Great
in.
dig. I think it was Pearce there running behind the other defender as it sailed over his hands and got the dig, and then McIntosh, of course, who has barely done anything wrong so far. There it is. Another almost block for the Perth. They're not far away. Oh, that might have been out, but it's played.
Through the middle, the set has been won by the Perth Steel. Such courage coming through the middle. And Daniel Piggott, hasn't he been leading the charge for the Perth Steel? The visitors against the home crowd advantage, standing up. And I can just imagine the celebrations at Steve's Bar and Cafe in the Netherlands as the Perth watch party continues to live on after what the women did in the previous match, and now the Perth Steel saluting.
Canberra getting at least one in there, but yes, they have been a force to be reckoned with at the senior level in Australian volleyball. And McDonald, he is certainly a force to be reckoned with. So he puts that one away to get us started here in the third set.
A beautiful start, Benjamin Bell to serve. We haven't spoken much about Ben. 69 caps for the Volleyroos. 200 centimetre frame, so one of the big men to stand up as he pushes the ball up to the ceiling. Well brought back into the field of play.
Opportunity now for the Pirates to dig through McLean, and that's a big swing. McIntosh absolutely hammering the ball at Lewington. Did a good job, but couldn't keep it in play for his teammates. You see the dig there. And there's that reverse. And that's just, I think, over the block. He's just such a tall player, is McIntosh. Net touch, I think.
Yeah, call from the referee, so being kept honest today by Aaron Leo, Carla Horweg and Julian Coburn amongst the two matches. So Dylan Wood, seeing who's an outside hitter for the majority of the season, going up to serve.
It's a good serve. It's popped up on the net, and opportunity taken there by the Perth Steel. The paradise ball, we call that when the ball just pops up on the net. Bit of a gift. Some people call it a birthday ball. It's like your birthday, you get this really easy ball, pop up, you're in paradise, whatever you want to phrase it. But, again, Dylan Wood's serve proving to be a little deceptive, and that one clipping the top of the net. And it's just so hard to adjust to when that happens. Their weight would have been back on their heels a little bit with the pace of that first serve. And there's another easy ball in the net, and it's mishit, but the block gets it done. Piggott, I think, in the front row on the right side at the moment. 2 love down and 4-2 up.
It's unbelievable work. Check out a replay. How dominant at the net. Interesting to see the response from Queensland there. Early lead. Wood again. He can't get it done, but he's had a good run from his serving game. So Queensland to serve via Jonah Pearce.
Yeah, productive run there from Wood.
Beautiful deep work.
Oh, that is a huge block from McDonald. That went straight down. We'll get a chance of seeing that one again. If we're lucky.
I love how nonplussed he is. It's just another day at the office. This is why he's on the court. This is what he's made to do. Geez, it's a spectacle. All of us enjoying the action. ABC KO all around the world. Perth continue to fight.
Another very smart swing there from Piggott off the top of the hands, just sailing out the back, and no chance for the defenders to chase that down. He's been making some really good choices on offense so far.
Just saw Daniel Fitzgerald, the libero, taking his spot on the bench. There's the rotation of the libero. As the ball finds its way to the middle of the court. Very classy finish from Queensland.
And McIntosh, they got him that time. It was covered, but they got their block in the right spot. And then it's Bradley Sting here. He's came on halfway through, I think, that last set, and he's held his place on court here in this third.
Again, that angle so penetrating to the back of the court.
Piggott again. Again, another good choice and good execution, finding some open space.
Beautiful work. Cam Young on screen. Plays strongly as a middle blocker. You can see from there. Happy for his teammates. 9 points. It's interesting that the Pirates, the last time they lost, here's a bit of trivia for all of you at home. When was it? I can tell it was back in 2024. Round 4 against who else but the Perth Steel. Is there something in that?
Yeah, strong history, these two teams, especially the last couple of years in this Super League version of the Australian League. This Perth men's team has been very, very strong. They went 3 sets to 2 in the rounds as well. So certainly a nice little history and rivalry growing between these two men's teams.
Absolutely. Queensland took Perth's spot as ladder leaders back in round 4. So the relationship has just, or rivalry I should say, continues to build. You can see Matthew Pallett writing some words to his side.
Good serve, and they've tripped over each other there. I hope Wood's okay. He's a bit slow to get up there. Just grabbing for his ankle. That doesn't look great. That doesn't look good at all. He's not up yet, and certainly wincing is Dylan Wood.
It's hard work. Taya and Son Slatter, I'm sure will be attending to that one. How do you rate the depth off the bench then?
It was really good for Perth Steel in that semi-final. They brought Marchenkov and Watts into the game after going down in the first 2 sets against the Vipers, and they certainly came on, particularly this man right here, Marchenkov, number 17, who does take Wood's place on court. He was fantastic in the semi-final, and he's asked to do a lot of work straight away on court, but he'll be warm on the bench, but he won't be fully match warm, so he'll need a minute or so to really get into things. But they're going after him straight away.
Absolutely, and he almost has a target on his back, knowing that he did make the semi-final team of the week. As this point gets seriously spicy, great dig to keep it alive, popped over the net.
Some amazing defense. That's 3 brilliant touches so far. And this time back to Bell. Bell was not expecting that at all. Maybe a little bit too fancy from the Pirates there. But they get an opportunity. Pearce's tip. And finally, they find the floor.
The Queensland crowd, the most animated they've been all match. Why wouldn't you be? Absolutely brilliant point.
Well, Piggott probably a little bit slow to get to that, but that point started with a clean dig. It was a really nice dig, and that kicked off some great defensive sequences from both sides, really.
It feels like on championship weekend, there's no half measure. Every player putting their body on the line. Absolutely belted over. Marchenkov tried to get it done, but Queensland, again, that front wall, so tough. So, gotta love the impact that man is making straight away, Marchenkov, in the place of Dylan Wood. Catherine Birch, do you have an injury update for us on Dylan Wood?
So unfortunately it was Dylan Wood who sustains just a minor ankle twinge. He's come off the court, but he's standing with his teammates in the pig pen, and apparently all reports are he is okay.
Okay, thank you, Catherine. Good news for the Steel fans. Martinez to take the serve. Do you think Wood will be brought back into the lineup now if he's given the all clear?
I think so. Keep an eye on how, as the two players go flying over the advertising there, well in their rights to do so. Hopefully they landed okay there in the crowd. I think it depends on how Marchenkov goes. He, as I said, he was great in the semi-final when he came on. If he can find his level, they might just roll with him, and it's not quite working. They might bring him straight back. But certainly 12-8, they're in a challenging position, the Steel right now.
It's unbelievably, Queensland Pirates, feels like they're on a roll now. 5-point margin.
Yeah, but everything going their way at the moment. Volleyball's a funny game like that. That momentum really does impact the match. So some of those long rallies going Queensland's way.
And that man, Marchenkov, find something deep. Queensland serve via Young.
That's a very nice swing. Oh, they've called it wide. I thought it might have been good. Just out, says the official. So it was a good, looks good from Marchenkov, but he hasn't quite found his feet. So I'm expecting whether, oh, there it is already. There's Wood back on court.
Well, good to see that his ankle has indeed held up. He's got the entire off-season to look after it. Today, there will be no tomorrow. So, going through now the Pirates. Just popping it over, a bit of touch work. Now the setup. Wood making an impact on his return. Well kept alive by the Pirates. Now wide, Pearce.
Great block cover from the Pirates. And good blocking from Steel. And their patience pays off as they find a way through finally after multiple swings and off the defence.
Perth. Backs against the wall at the moment. Queensland having a really glorious run. See if they can run this one to 18 points. It'll be enough for them to take home the set.
Yeah, this set's pretty much done. Perth just need to regroup, use the rest of the set just to refocus, regroup, just find their rhythm again, find that, see if they can get a little bit of momentum and confidence back here. But scoreboard wise, unless they called a power play and won all of them, and I don't think they'll call a power play given the state of the score at the moment.
So with a large margin, Queensland, they're set to win. Well, 16-9. It's been undefeated 2018 and 2019, so that's 17 consecutive matches. Beautiful hot run here. The ball into the backcourt. Maybe there is a bit of spirit from Perth. Never say die.
Yeah, it's a really nice high, deep swing from Piggott. They need a bit more of him. Dylan Wood needs to find his rhythm after the little ankle tweak and going off for a few points. So he's hit one out, now he's served one out. He just needs to find himself on court again and get settled for the next set.
27-year-old, work to do.
Yeah, and it's in the next set, we always start at 0-all. So there's that, even though you lost, Perth are going to lose this set, you start at 0-all in the next one, so that scoreboard pressure isn't as big a factor than what they're looking up now and seeing it as 6, 7, 8 point lead at times. That disappears automatically at the start of the next set.
Absolutely. Set point for the Pirates. Need a well-constructed point here. Beautiful touch. Martinez keeps it alive and into the back corner. Queensland salute. They take home another set. So the Pirates in the box seat here. Beautiful work in front of their home crowd, South Pine Indoor Sports Complex. Absolutely loving what they've got on display.
Well, they took the lead and just kept building on it, didn't give it back at all. A very dominating performance there. As we see some highlights, Martinez encouraging his players as get up close and personal with the fans.
That's right. We like to be in touch with fans at the Australian Volleyball Super League, bring them into the action and get the players amongst them. So we're going to take a quick break. It's the Pirates in the box seat for the men's grand final. It's a 2-1 lead for the Queensland Pirates. Perth Steel have some work to do. Momentum very much the way of the home side in front of their home crowd at the South Pine Indoor Sports Complex. Hanakuha, my name, Mick Stevens, you're beside me, making sense of the action as Ben Bell takes the first serve. What are your thoughts about the momentum swing in Queensland? They've got some formidable form and they don't look like they're going anywhere.
No, I think all the 50-50 balls went their way in that last set. Dylan Wood then tweaks his ankle a little bit, sits for a few minutes, and I think a couple of these things in combination just gave all the momentum and energy to Queensland, and it just threw Perth off enough in these short, fast sets. There's no timeouts from the coaches, and that's something Rory Reid would have absolutely used in that set if they had it. So it's a very fast version of the game is the Mahindra Super League. So just lost the momentum, Perth, and then the scoreboard pressure's there and they couldn't get back into it.
What do the Steel need to do and need to change in this fourth set?
Well, more of that, more middles. That's been my answer for every time you've asked that question. But as I've said multiple times today, that if we can run that fast ball with the middle attackers, that quick ball, it does put a lot of pressure on the opposition and gives the setter a lot of different options. And right now, Perth haven't had a lot of those options. And it's Jordan Fancoat, number 8, who gets the start. This set, the Queensland Pirates lineup seems unchanged and their momentum is unchanged. 4-love to start this fourth and potentially deciding set.
Blistering work. Ben Bell goes deep. Now beautiful blocking work again.
Gets blocked. There's those two biggest guys on court for Queensland.
Once they double up, very hard to get past them. Huge work by the Pirates. So Ben Bell on a hot streak.
And it's Watts as well. There he is on cue. He's got the start for the Steel. He was one of those players that came on in the semi-final and really changed the game for the Steel against the Vipers last week. So can he have that positive impact again? He's to be in the opposite role, the 7.
So Perth need to rally, get a move on. Queensland happy to dash, go outside.
And this is, so great serve. They got that first contact well off the net, but then they have to finish by getting that block. Pirates are in a really difficult situation there, and they really we're well behind in the point, and somehow we got it done. But that's those little things. Perth just need to start finishing, otherwise this set's going to continue to run away from them.
They need to demonstrate something shortly. Comes via that point. Could it be a turning point for Tristan Watts? Doing so well for Perth Steel, but needs to be even bigger.
Needs some people to go with him. Needs some people. He's going to come out and swing. That's his style. He's going to be really aggressive. He needs some players to do that with him. And that's a great serve from Piggott. It took all the pace off the ball. Went short, caught Pirates off guard, and they get essentially an ace.
Great communication piece from Dylan Wood as well. You saw him deliver the instructions to his teammates. Leave it. It's going out. So Piggott, another serve. Played every match this season. He's 6th in the Super League.
Wow, so close again on McIntosh, and again they need those little balls that are going down the front of their block. They need to start going down on the side of the Queensland net. And little changes in outcome will go a very long way.
Jack McIntosh calling the shots. Well put up. And again, that blocking wall for Queensland. Hard for Perth to find the right angles to get around it. Feels like that repeated strategy just not working out for them.
Yeah, Tristan Watts didn't get that one right at all, but Queensland doing a good job of getting in position, getting the timing right, just forcing Perth to make difficult decisions and execute difficult plays.
So too long on the serve there for Stephen McDonald. Perth down by 4.
I think we might have a power play here, yes. Looks like Queensland. So a little bit earlier than sometimes we see.
Aggressive move from Coach Kylie.
Why not, yeah.
Senses her team's on a roll. Can they expedite the process? See her on the sideline amongst the players.
Sam Pittarino, Sammy Two Shoes, is, as he's known by me mainly, from a few years ago. In from McIntosh, a good server is Pittarino. And Perth have called there. So, yeah, I was just thinking Queensland could have really broken this set and this match and run away with this set and this match. Perth calling at the same time. It's probably the earliest power play I've seen throughout the whole season.
Feels like Coach Rory Reid was almost pushed into that one for the Perth Steel. Really important points to play here. Now up through the middle. And what beautiful placement from Jonah Pearce. Just finding space in the middle of the court.
That's a very, very sharp angle from that position. No chance of defending that for the Steel. That's a very impressive swing by him. Pittarino gets another chance at the service line.
23-year-old in his 4th season. Incredibly important serve. So popped up now, the fake. Well blocked from the Queenslanders. Now again, Wood trying his hardest.
It's the advantage of Ben Bell being so tall. Other setters a bit shorter. Wouldn't be able to reach that. And in is the call. So
the most artful placement you could hope for with the Perth Steel. So all trust being put into Tristan Watts.
So Queensland's power play done. One more for Perth. They desperately need this. Take it to 4 points on the scoreboard.
Steel, they had a 4% ace percentage in the semi. 6% throughout the season, placing them 4th in the league. How useful an ace would be here.
It's a really nice reception from Pearce. Nice dig. Here we go. Opportunity. Wood. He's tight to the net. Couldn't do anything else with it, unfortunately. And Ben Bell. All the defenders were up, and he saw it in his peripheral vision and just popped it over deep. That's a very, very smart play from Ben Bell.
Cool as ever, Ben Bell. He's made for the big moments. eligible for his 8th gold medal today, alongside Kieran Ivers. Put them the most in league history. Then with the AIS 2006-7, Queensland 16-19 and 2024. How impressive would that be for the history and the legacy of Ben Bell? It means so much to the Queensland volleyball community. Huge milestones looming. Dylan Wood to try and put a stop to it.
It's good reception, and that's a really nice swing. He just leant away a little bit, did sting, and seen that one down the line. Yeah, him and Andrew McLean, Ben Bell and Andrew McLean, just, yeah, great. Just such great records over a long period of time.
McLean looking for his 7th, so many experienced campaigners, but still continue to fight.
They're running out of time. They are fighting, but they're running out of points and running out of time here in this 4th set.
They need to find something from somewhere, but not in Stephen McDonald's house.
See how tall he is compared to everyone else. As McIntosh coming back into the front row for Pittorino. Well, 3 points away are the Queensland Pirates, and doing it in commanding fashion.
Undefeated this season, the Queensland men. What a run they're having, and of course it's going to be block territory and the slap on the chest. Stephen McDonald is almost single-handedly putting an end to this match.
He does have the ability to really take over patches of matches. A nice little touch on the block from Sting, but McLean had committed to his dive.
It was 3-2 when these two sides faced off earlier in the year, back in round 1. How fitting that that first round will find a last round grand final matchup. Mitch Lewington, massive serve.
The reception's just too good. Stephen McDonald was just too big. Just cutting that ball down so quickly.
So, championship point for Queensland. Their fans on their feet, sensing history about to be written. Through the middle, the Steel try to fight. Blocking strong. And the fumble. Geez, it's like the pressure of the moment got through the wall for the first time today.
Great little shot there from Piggott. Risky taking all the pace off the ball, you know, on a set point, match point. But it worked and placed it perfectly there. But still, a lot of set and match points in favour of the Pirates.
Championship point once again. Ball goes sky high.
Free ball here to the Steel. Wood turns that ball down the line, so gets away from big Stephen McDonald there. So good choice and good execution from him. Another one saved.
Just need to keep going. Perth Steel, they have the best attack kill percentage in the league. 46% throughout the season, 50% in their semi-final. Pirates slapping it back into play. And that will be it. The Queensland Pirates go back to back. An undefeated season and the perfect finish in front of their home crowd. The roar of the fans, the roar of the Pirates. They've done it.
And the rest of their squad flood the court. Champions here in 2025 in the Mahindra Australian Volleyball Super League, Queensland Pirates. It was shaping like it was going to be a bit of a longer, closer match after being one set all, but they just put their foot down and just ran away with it, didn't they? Just dominating performance in the end.
Well, the grand final rematch of 2024 goes the same way. Steel left begging, and the Queenslanders, oh geez, Queensland, we don't need to talk about their sporting prowess. They seem to win everything, and for these men, they know the taste of victory. Celebrating with the entire squad. How beautiful is this to see?
So good to see the depth of the squad, and it's nice being at home when you can have all your other squad mates there. And we've seen it time and time again, not just with the Pirates, but with all the states, their men's and women's teams really supporting each other. And at the end of matches like that, what a dominating performance. Another one, as we talked about, in the books for McLean and for Ben Bell. They just keep adding to their personal legacy in the National League here in Australia, and giving another one.
So brilliant are these images. Those shiny gold medals, they won't be coming off those Queensland necks for, dare I say it, multiple weeks. I think the uniforms will stay on their bodies, and sweat, they'll be enjoying every single moment of those celebrations. My oh my, what a weekend it has been. The best volleyball action in the country, and it all culminates in this one. Mick Stevens, some final thoughts.
I've really enjoyed it. Well done to our sponsors for getting behind volleyball in this country, and the Super League's been brilliant this year. And as I said, our semi-finals were fantastic, and today's matches going 4 and 5 sets, I've absolutely loved the volleyball that got put on display today.
As we've loved your work throughout the season and everyone who's played a role, of course, it's so much deeper than just the players we see on court, the squads, the officials, everyone behind the scenes. So a massive thank you on putting on one of the best seasons that I can remember. There have been so many thrills and spills along the journey, but today, two teams that we're celebrating, and for the Perth Steel women, they came up trumps in a big 5-setter, winning 3-2. And now the Queensland men rounding out the action 3-1. It's been quite the weekend, Mick. I think we need to put the feet up and watch all of this on replay, of course. Every thrill and spill available to continue to watch, as I think both sides will do long and hard into the night. Well, thank you so much for joining us wherever you are, and we can't wait to have you again next season. Well done, guys.